Show meeting notes. You can do meeting notes, then you can take notes. Unaona take notes hapo?
Wacha niangalie, nilikuwa nimefungua kwingine.
Angalia kama unaweza ona meeting notes. I'm trying to open notes. Hapo tu kwa Teams. Sijui kama hii ni ya mtu mmoja ama watu wote wanaweza ona pamoja, sijui.
Ninaona screen yako umeshare blank.
Unaona hizo notes hapo, show meeting notes. Notes hapa kwa kona.
Yangu haionyeshi.
Dr. G, Teams yako ni hybrid. Kwa hizo vitu buttons umboko nazo, mimi sijui unatoa wapi. Hybrid.
Hamna hata whiteboard.
Whiteboard iko.
Umeona whiteboard?
Yangu ni ya kawaida tu, Luiza.
Unaonekana ulilipa zaidi kwa license. Top up.
Yake ni regional.
Sasa after sema nini hiyo basi mada tu discuss na nini ndio tuanze. Watu wanaingia sijui kwa wapi.
Kaka moja tu kuna kitu naiandika tu hapa kidogo tu.
Hapo tungeangalia area of improvement is more important, is more functional.
Yeah, ndio ninataka kutaja hapa. 4 things that could have been done better, na kuzitype ama niziseme tu alafu tuandike mahali hapo.
Yeah, unaweza zitype lakini unaweza share screen ndio tuendelee tukitype. Kwanza ungeweka kwa nini ingekuwa poa kama ni Google Drive alafu Google Doc alafu fungue alafu tuweke hapo sote tuipopulate tu chap because that will inform us on next actions. I think that's critical. Yes. Because our action is iko tu hapa kwa mlango, si ati iko mbali.
Wacha nijaribu niangalie kama nitaingia kwenye hiyo folder niweke moja alafu tu share.
Kama uko mbali uniambie, mimi nishaingia kwa folder saizi.
Kama umeshaingia kwa folder nikusomee.
Ngoja nifungue. Anafungua kwa hiyo folder ya CC4 ya remote teaching.
Yes.
CPS remote, alafu ni add a new Google Doc, create and share so that everybody can see. You can also see it from your side.
Yes.
Then it's easier. Wacha nione nani uko shared at the moment. This is a debrief, remote teaching debrief. Sawa, unaweza iona? Watu wote wako, naona kila mtu yuko, Esther, nani, Priscilla, hata wewe. Watu wote wako.
Ifungue tu basi, unaweza share?
Unaweza fungua. Let me see if I can share it and
yes. We are only for Dr. Maina. Ama ni mimi ndio sioni watu paka nimeanza kukuita Dr. Maina.
Wanakuja.
Dr. Maina na Dr. Abdi.
Na nilisahau kufanya disclaimer kwamba mimi si doctor. Nilikuwa nimeandika kwa notes zangu.
Acha kujideboard. Kubali cheo.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, yeah. I can see the screen. Kwa hivyo tutakuwa four things that could have been better.
Lakini hata wewe Abdi, you can do from your side. Let's do together.
That's what I'm trying to do. Najaribu kufungua hiyo folder.
Mimi upenda na simu, ukifungua na simu it's faster. Ukifungua any doc na simu it's very fast. Alafu uzuri wa simu huwa nafinya button inaandika whatever I'm saying. Hata Charles yuko hapo tayari. Thank you Charles.
Karibu.
Hawa watu wengine wako wapi? We're looking at the way forward.
Watu walikuwa wameshut down.
Lakini tuliwaambia wa join ndo tumalize because sasa bado my mind are fresh.
Tuliwaambie.
This would be allowed. Once I clear on top, and here's a little place for the net money from the tip building.
Hapo type hapo ndio tumia.
Naanza kuandika zangu mimi. Hiyo.
Okay. That's what it is.
Yes. That's my friend's name.
You say thank you.
Yes.
You've been cooking.
Yes.
Hapo mbona unasema 4? So uta limit 4. Ungeacha watu wa list to as many as possible.
Sawa. Wacha nitoe hiyo 4 ibaki things.
Ndio kila mtu aandike maoni yake. Unakumbuka kuna kitu nilinotice bana, mtu yuko kwa class anakuambia am I in class?
Ndio.
So, we need to improve that kwa ile tukifanya ile session ya kwanza. Kuwa ukishakuwa kwa class, ukishaanza kuchat ujue uko kwa class. Yeah, I like your point, Charles. How everybody should chat because watu walikuwa nasumbuka, anashindwa naenda huku. That one needs to be addressed.
Unajua lakini chat saa zingine inakuja, saa zingine haipo. How do we address that?
Nimejaribu kutafuta solution bado sijapata.
Something like of course now okay, people at least we had the fallback plan ya kwenda kwa WhatsApp, but sasa inakosa ile flow.
I think even kitu kingine tunaweza andika, ona leo vile tumekwama, let the people record, ikija kufanya presentation wao washa record tayari. So we can maybe during presentation we can play some, we can randomly select because hakuna mtu kukataa, tayari asha post. So you just select number, una play, watu wanasikiza alafu wanatoa feedback.
Yeah.
Because mimi I believe, Charles, I believe we did not have a technical problem. Watu walienda mitini. Because Luisa amefanya vizuri, Enos amefanya vizuri, na Ashon amefanya vizuri, Esther amefanya vizuri.
Yeah.
Naona kuna watu wako mlangoni. Acha ni admit.
Na wapigia simu one by one niwarudishe.
At least tumalize hii kitu.
Tumesija.
Esther, karibu.
Hey,
Thank you for being a very active moderator in my session.
Thank you. You're welcome, Daktari. Learning a lot from you.
Yeah, it was a learning experience bana. Mpaka mtu anani-mute bana. Leo nimemutiwa mara 3.
I tell you.
kama kuna mtu alikuwa anakanyaga hata waya ya director asiongee, anamweka tu mute.
Mtu anakanyaga live wire.
Ya director, wacha ya Kioko, ya regional director.
I think that there are people who are just exploring. So you know, unafanya slide
Yeah.
zimeenda wap. So I discovered I have to make everybody attend. And so imagine you have 63 people. You go one by one.
You see, it was a learning experience for everyone. So akiona take control, anasema acha nijaribu hapa.
Apinya bwana. Mimi nashangaa mbona slide zangu zinasongea. Have you experience hiyo?
Mimi unajua mimi sijawahi kuwa mimi mwenyewe ndio presenter sasa.
Yangu unajua ina block kila mtu. Sasa siko na hiyo shida.
Luisa, this is nice.
Ile pia amesema nitakuwa.
Sasa ubaya ni Abdi hakuweza kuwa presenter. Sasa I had to be there throughout because if I step away mtu anabisha mlangoni. So nilikuwa tu nimekaa. I couldn't
bisha kila saa wanabisha. I think you have a window. Ukianza 8, the next check mlango ni 8:15 hivyo. Because ina interrupt kila saa ukienda mlangoni.
Alafu kama session inaendelea ukienda kuadmit mtu inasimamisha kama ni video ina stop.
Imagine, yeah.
There should be a gatekeeper.
But now it was not possible to allocate gatekeepers. I think Nienos peke yake ndo aliweza for Dr. G. In my side, I had to be the one to set up the meeting so that I do it for Abdi.
Yeah, maybe Enos, maybe Luisa, you need to talk with your IT what to set a different account specification for when you are doing remote learning. They check our email, they verify us, then we can be able to work because it depends with your IT guy.
Yeah, I think that will help so much.
Maybe we'll send them in advance ndio waeze. Juu when I was complaining hata hawakunisaidia.
No, we send our sisi tu only the facilitators wanaekuwa kwa hiyo level ya kunia because like me I can confess 20% of my time I was classroom management. Zima huyu anza kuongea unasikia rungu huko inagongwa tuk mtu akitoka kirudi kwa pikipiki.
I think labda moderators kwa sessions ndio were the ones to set up the meeting.
Yes.
So that we are the organizers from the word go.
That's true. And then now they make you the presenter, then they continue doing that gatekeeping. It's a lot of work. Because imagine
it's a lot of work.
Uko na watu 60, huku najifanya naongea, kumbe huku nafanya watu attendee. Kama hii closing, we had the highest number. I had to do everybody attendee. So that I was busy doing that while I'm pretending here to be speaking, but I was busy doing a serious business of
behind the scene.
Yeah. So Esther, we are writing here what you think can be improved for next session to be better. Unaandika to look at a space, put your ideas.
Okay.
So we are only 4.
You're 7.
Oh.
We are 7 now. So in the
Google form, just look at the Google form, which is shared on the screen. People are inside and they are typing. So we are just putting our idea of what can be done to make it better. Then we'll sift this information and it will inform the next level. Abdi, you have some input?
I'm still working on how we can deal with the pre-sessions before we start the whole thing, before we start the technology aspect.
Yeah, but now that everybody is here, the 7 people, can you share what you want from them so that we share, which will inform the way we move forward in terms of recasting our sessions?
Yeah, I'm writing it down. I'm working on it.
Okay. So the document is open for all of us. Just put what is coming in your mind. This is like a mind map. We're just putting any idea, just put it, then we'll go through them and see what best. So I can see one is on software. I want to start categorizing. App viewers is on pre-session. So look at a place and just put your ideas. We'll try to organize them. This one is on assignment.
Ismail, Ebunjo.
Gene,
Selma.
I'm wondering now that you are navigating between all these so-called softwares, let's call them softwares.
Yes.
That we were using for these platforms. There a possibility that there could be a platform that we can reduce the number of platforms? Is there any that whose tasks can be taken over by another so that they don't have to do 5?
Yeah, you know what? Microsoft Team can do that, but it needs everybody to be registered with the Microsoft or to have a Microsoft account. That's the problem. That's why we have been trying to negotiate like Google Classroom. We don't have to do it outside. You can do it in Microsoft Team. Lakini shida ni you need an account.
Okay.
So, and then Ed Puzzle, you don't have it here. It has to be extra. But I agree with you. We need to minimize that because being somebody trying something new, if you are moving here and there, it is really, really disturbing.
Yeah, looking at if there is any task that can be performed somewhere else, even if differently, then maybe one of them out of the 5, we can bring them down. Of course, we need them to do all these things, but bring them down. There is a phobia amongst them.
Yes.
So you are just lying to us. Your meeting is over.
No, this is our reflection.
And if you look at all the like videos for video,
I don't care.
To give a which they can do in WhatsApp and they can also do in Google Classroom. If you look at which is the other one, I'm just trying to check the 5 of them.
Don't lie to us.
Flipgrid.
Charles hapo kuna point.
I don't know whether you noticed with Flipgrid there was a big challenge.
Yes. But we got over 45 responses, but there was a challenge. I agree with you. There was a big challenge on how to access it.
Is there a way the task that we are doing on Flipgrid can be done elsewhere? Okay. I'm thinking through. We are just thinking through that.
Yes.
A classroom is important. Teams is very important. WhatsApp very, very, because it's instant. Now the others, something that can be collapsed. There are 6 actually, right?
There are
6. We had 6 platforms: Teams, Classroom, Edpuzzle, Spreaker, WhatsApp, and Flipgrid.
Yes, there are 6. Yeah.
Maybe it's some food for thought.
No. Let's discuss here. We can get some solutions here. What if we knock off Flipgrid for now, and we use WhatsApp video, and they can share a video. The problem with the WhatsApp video is once people have posted their stories in Apotea, Flipgrid, it contains them in terms of topics.
Yeah. That is the challenge.
Yeah.
What about uploading of the video onto the Google Classroom?
Yes, that can work because you are uploading it in a particular. Initially, we had agreed with Abdi that we can convert all the activity into a task, because if you're using forms or you're using Google Forms, it can ask you upload a file. That way we'll control, because if you leave like that, you don't know where everything is. So I think, Abdi, we need to revisit that idea whereby any submission is done through Google Forms, so that if you are doing a video, we say upload your video here, then we'll remove Flipgrid. So, Charles, we have addressed one, so one down.
Flipgrid, that is, eh?
Yes, to be replaced by a Google form.
Okay.
So this will change our first session on how to use it. We'll have to model this video upload. Thank you, Charles, for that. Any other observation as we are typing? Any other observation?
Yes. I posted there. I'm saying that the past 2 or 3 days, the videos were not working. And then you fixed that very well, because towards the end they have worked. But now the recordings for the meetings you share, they will not be playing those critical videos, like for intro, I think the first day of CTPS. So I'm wondering how we will bridge that gap.
So because we are going to repeat now, because now we have known how to do it, I think in the subsequent session we are going to have a recording for those video we missed.
Okay.
And then maybe we can replace whatever we have shared in the class. Yeah, I agree with you, because initially we had a problem. We didn't know how to do it, but now we know. You see, problems, they call for solutions.
Yeah. And then you put your class recordings on YouTube, but I'm wondering, can you also put for our class? So there's just one place where videos will be accessed.
Put for a class how?
I'm saying, because your videos, your class recordings are hosted on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I don't have anywhere to host ours. So I'm wondering if you could add all up this class, yes.
Join my channel. Yeah, join my channel.
I'll join the channel then.
Yeah, then I'll upload video, because this is paid. This is paid for extra space. So if you put them in your computer, the reason I'm avoiding putting them in the computer jaza. So when you put them,
once you put them, niambie nizi delete.
Sawa, tutatumia daktari hiyo link sasa tuingie kwake huko.
Any other observation? I can see people are doing very, very good things.
How do we overcome?
Esther is saying something then, Charles, yeah? How do we
overcome the inability of participants to chat, especially where it says disabled by administrator? Because I could feel for them juggling between following the proceedings, going to WhatsApp. I think they were also not able to really concentrate and follow.
Yeah, when I tried to check online, it says speak to your administrator for that. I didn't understand. So I don't know why it is selectively accepting others and not allowing others. Because I checked and they say it is only the administrator allowed. So here's something to think about. Chat disabled participants. Charles, you're saying something.
I was picking up from where Luisa was left. On the issue of the videos that we've already downloaded, then we play them during the session.
I didn't hear you at the last end.
I was saying, hey, somebody is okay. I was saying the videos that we have already downloaded to play them in the session. Then it means that therefore on the presentation itself that you share, you could just have the link, not the video, the link to the video.
Yes.
During the presentation, we play them. Then when people record, when we are recording the session, then people will have access to the link. The link. I don't know how that can work so that it does not become too heavy.
You know, our worry is we don't play them from the link, we play them from the PowerPoint. So that is what, because you know how links do. You are presenting it, it goes round, it's uploading for half an hour. So we normally download them and then we paste them in the PowerPoint, so that when you are playing, they just flow like that. Yeah. But now we have discovered how to do it. Don't do it when you're doing it. Play on your computer. Share your screen. Don't share the MS Teams. We discovered how to do it. Yeah.
That is a tutorial you have to take us through.
Yes.
Yes.
We spent so much time with Abdi talking. We even piloted ourselves. Tukapigana simu, tukaconnect, tukajaribu. It's not easy. There's a lot of back end stuff which we have been doing.
True.
Florence Sema.
I don't know whether you have talked. I've just come in late. Nilitoka kabisa. You have talked about participants when they are called upon to present their lessons. They are taking so long. So what are we going to do?
Wangu alichukua the longest 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Esther, 23 ama 30. I think they are so scared to present. I don't know. Even today, we were just reflecting. The reason why many did not show up, because Louisa did well, Enos did well, Nashon did well, Esther did well. I think they just disappeared. Because in the closing, there were 63, and then in the rooms, they were not coming. I don't know how to do that. Any ideas on how can we make it? Because one danger which we had also shared is we tell karaoke you are going to present. It means everybody else will relax.
Yeah.
I think we can talk of having maybe 3 schools that will present tomorrow. Either of the following 3 schools will present tomorrow, so that the 3 schools can prepare.
Ah, okay. Then we need to map. We need to map the how many number of sessions in. If we have 5 modules, those are 10 lessons. Then we make sure that each school presents, because that's what I was doing. If once the school appears, I cancel. Then the lottery I was playing is who in the school should present. Mmoja anatokea akishindwa, somebody from the school takes up and they present. I think that can be a good idea. Can we think of that? Because it was not a good experience. Esther, you know what we went through. We volunteer nil. And then when we wanted to point wengine wanaanza kutoka, unasikia mtu hayuko.
And not just that, I noticed in your class that they will then start giving excuses like niko na shida ya network. It's refusing to connect. Mine is, I don't know. It's a challenge. When it's face to face, wanaona haya. Inabidi mtu a present. That's when it's like this. Somebody is hiding behind a phone.
Yeah.
Challenge. By the way, I admire your tenacity. You kept on and on and on and on, even to points where somebody would feel like I need to give up, but you didn't. Thank you. Tenacity.
Thank you. Do you think that we need a small session, maybe 10 minutes, on how to teach online, so that when we are calling them to present, we reduce that fear? On day 1, we have a small session.
Yeah, I
yes,
think
Dr.
that
G.
would help.
Yeah,
I think that is very important. We should allocate some time so that we expose them to the issue of presentation, and we also make it aware that anybody in that particular meeting can be called upon to present at any point of time, so that they are always ready to present.
Okay, I agree with you. And also,
maybe
maybe
I'm thinking,
yes,
I'm thinking it's more of the place that they are in, because maybe they're in a place where they have their family members, or a place where they are in a matatu or something. So some of them actually that's, so maybe what we could tell them is that during the sessions, please make sure that you're in a private place where you are the only one who is in charge. Because I thought, like in the last session that we were doing the action planning, it took a long time before they even turned on their mic to say that they can hear me. I could ask them, nobody was speaking. They were just dead quiet for about 7 minutes. Then I told them, time is running out. So do we end this session so that we can go back? Then somebody and turn the mic. So I'm thinking that maybe it could be the fear of the people around them. Maybe the husband is there or the wife is there. Now do you present a lesson when these guys are watching? So I'm thinking that could be the reason.
Thank you very much, Enos. And I don't know, Enos, how can we go? I can't unmute anybody. I don't know how we can, because in Zoom you can unmute somebody.
Yes.
And
yes, I thought that is a weakness of Teams. That's a weakness of Teams. But there has to be a way.
Yeah,
there
we'll
has to
find
be a way where the presenter has control. Yeah, so we need to find out.
What if we reduce the demand of a full lesson? For example, in the first module, everybody shares a learning outcome. How will you introduce your lesson? So they just introduce a lesson like that. Then in the second lesson, we demand a bit more. Introduce your lesson, share the learning outcome like that. Because I'm fearing some of them are feeling that is too much, but some of them are coming. I don't know how we can ease in so that as they are coming in. And any idea, Esther? You are the person with teachers.
I had seen an idea.
Yes.
On the same, I don't know who had posted it, saying that what if we tell the schools for them to collaborate together while they are on their break, and then try to come up with only one lesson.
Okay. Okay. So you're having 10 schools. How will we do this collaboration?
The thinking was, for the first one, instead of it being individual, they can work together and then come up with a lesson where one of them will present and the others can come in to assist if there is need.
Can we graduate them? Maybe we have one is a whole school presenting one lesson. Then at the end, we finish with an individual presenting a lesson.
Individual presentations, yes. I think that will be fantastic.
We graduate the pressure. Because I think most of them wanamulikwa.
And then another thing that I'm speaking from their chat is that we might need to advise them on how they use their data and how their data can be used in the background. Because I saw on the chat someone complaining that her data was depleted.
Mercy.
Sam has raised his hand.
Yes, I think some input here. On day one, let's have some essential agreements. What are the basics of having an online meeting? So that we talk about all those things, how you need to be in a place where you're comfortable. You also, even the issue of now, the data, how do you, what happens, this and this? How about even sharing your screen? So that later on when we talk about them modeling their lessons, then there are certain basic things that are expected. Because you could see, I could see some of them were in school. So maybe those some of them looked like they were in a staff room. That could have been a more comfortable place. But you could feel the way Enos is saying, some of them were in places where they were not comfortable to be able to present. So that during day one, we spend time to do quite a number of those things on what is expected on that. Secondly, the issue of lesson presentation, I think let's graduate them. Let's give them opportunities, first of all, to collaborate as a school. they can collaborate, then they decide who will share. So that first of all, they have a feel of how it feels like to collaborate. Then, because that becomes a school project, then later on, then we can go individual. I think that way it will take care of the issue of the fear, the unknown. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Any other input?
Still on the same, Dr. Jean. But it should be impressed upon them why they are presenting. I think there is still the kind of the hangover that I'm going to say this and people will just see how bad or good or poor I am as a teacher. That the whole idea of that it is meant for learning and building on their practice, improving their practice and so on. I feel that some of them still imagine that I'm exposing myself to criticism rather than getting feedback that will make me a better teacher.
Sawa. We emphasize that with Dr. Sam and Esther. We really said those things. But when you are talking virtually, people are just hiding there. So the essence of the presentation should be shared clearly. Sawa. I've noted that. Any other thing which we need to add? Any other idea?
And maybe I think the other bit is I want to propose that instead of giving them a 30-minute lesson, we can reduce it so that it does not look very burdensome, because the issue is the skill. So can we make it less, and so that we have more opportunities for people to present? Maybe 20 minutes.
We have agreed that here for the first session, we will have many presentations. So just introducing the lesson of the session. That will be only 3 minutes or 5 minutes more. So we have people just speaking and gaining confidence. In the second session, we'll have them introducing the lesson and giving a learning outcome. That will go up to 10 minutes max. And in the third lesson, it will be a lesson per school. So it is something collaborative, and they decide whether you're going to do team model. And then at lesson 4 is when we do a lesson modeling. So
I think that's perfect. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, Dr. G.
Yes, please.
There is this issue of people not able to send their chats online.
Yes.
What I discovered is,
yes,
if you download this application and you click the link and you use whatever is in the computer, then the chat becomes unavailable. So what they can try is they click the link, but once that window comes for joining, they cancel and select the option of join on the web. So and if you join, the middle option.
Okay.
That one gives the chat, make the chat available.
They select joining on the web. Oh, that will be good if we do this on day one. I've just noted what you have said as something which we'll address on disabled chats. Thank you so much, Nashan, for that. And thank you for leading the session. I was peeping in your session and things are going well. You are very you are very humble, and because you had one person, then they came two, then one disappeared. I was there. I was coming in and going out. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we are getting this up, and we don't have a lot of time. So anything else that you think, anything, just say anything which can make you enjoy your facilitation and the participants enjoy, and the face-to-face learning experience is replicated, that the quality is maintained. Any idea? We're just collecting our ideas here, and then we see what is the best to do.
Hi, Dr.
So, Dr. Sorry, yes? Just you can go.
Okay, I wanted to say everyone should open the presentation and flow through it as the facilitator is presenting, because kuna wakati Abdi alipotea.
Oh.
So we were speaking through, we didn't have, no one was ready to share their screen.
Ah, that is true. And all the presentation are shared. Everybody can have access to this presentation. And just to let you know, they are upgraded every day. Every day we finish like this, we are going to reflect with Abdi, we'll update the PowerPoints.
So maybe, I don't know whether you've shared this, because is there a way we can have a teams which maybe is it hosted by BC or something, so that all the facilitators have equal rights? Because you could realize it was a challenge, because these are institutional teams.
Yeah.
And some of us could not access because we don't belong to the institution.
Yes.
Yes, and that inability becomes a real crisis. So is there a way we can have a BC host, and then all of us have, so that even when we break into rooms, then each one of us has equal rights.
That is
because if you're asking Enos to admit you into a room and he's already facilitating, honestly, that's not fair. Because he's already facilitating his room. So why would he come to the aid of another person in another room and he's already live?
What I'm thinking about that, Daktari, I was reflecting on that during the breakout session we had today. And I thought maybe each facilitator in their rooms set up your own meetings. And then we share the link and we just have one link, but everyone is hosting their own meeting. That way, you have full authority. As compared to how Enos and Dr. G were creating for all of us, and we couldn't have the rights. For me, I think my session went smoothly because I created my own meeting. The one with Togoto, that link, I had created it myself. So maybe, yeah.
So that could be, if that is the direction we need to go, then that means we need to have some essential agreement so that we agree this is how we move forward.
Because Luisa, let me understand what you have said. Like, for example, now can Dr. Sam create a meeting? Is he able? Because, like, for example, the master trainer, we have been added in the regional BC team, so we can create a meeting inside the BC. If I go to the BC, because for me, I can go Microsoft, I can go BC, I can go Ministry. So how are we going to bring everybody on board? Because we are all added, all the master trainer, we are added in the BC platform. Can create meeting in the BC. Can Dr. Sam do that?
Maybe I'll find out how they did it. Let me find out how they did it so that I can see if that can be an alternative.
Okay.
The other alternative would be we test the online app, which if that's what Dr. Sam is using, for example, if he creates a meeting, will he have the rights to be a presenter? Can he share his screen and do the basic functions? Yeah.
So we can explore the two options, whichever is okay. Then we agree in advance. This is how we're going to move. That when it comes to breakaways, then you create your own link. And that's it.
We need to test these things, because most of these things you're seeing us working, we have been testing. I make a meeting, I call Abdi, we see how it works. We see, oh, the video is not working. Now, can you try to share this? These things, some of them you learn by trying them out. So as we are exploring, if you have an idea, invite me to a meeting. Let's see how it works. Tell me, can you join here? Can you mute yourself? Then you try with somebody else. So we need to try among ourselves so that we are able to see what is possible. Like in the master trainers, we have struggled. Like a team, like a breakaway group, we struggled a lot until we got it.
And maybe just to add on the same, like it took us about, for me specifically, it took me about 3 days to realize that I can have the presenter's view and the participants will see something different. We'll just see what I'm projecting and I can be able to see the next slide. For the first 2 days, I had to ensure that I have internalized virtually every slide. because I knew I had no option of knowing what will come next. Only
So
to realize it was possible.
Can we also add those nuggets which we need so that we can share with all facilitators? There's something I think we need to share. The experiences we have been going together, Abdi, and making some changes here, adjusting and learning. If we can document them somewhere so that we can have a session with all of us facilitators so that we don't go through that cycle again.
Okay.
For example, the issue of where video was not playing, having an extended screen. For example, for me, I use 3 devices. I use my iPad to see how much time I'm spending on each slide. I use my phone to see what are the people listening. Because sometimes you're on slide 8, people are still on slide 7. So I connect with the phone to see where are they, and then I use my computer to present. So you need those so that you are able to know, because I could be speaking here, but you are seeing something else. Sometimes you press Alt Tab, people are seeing your WhatsApp chat and you think you're showing the PowerPoint. Anything else? I can see Dr. Patricia has joined.
Yeah, sorry, I stay with my mother. I had to go and do sort her out. I didn't know there was a reflection.
No problem, no problem.
Thank you. Now, I just want to appreciate the coordination which Dr. Maina and Abdi has been doing. It is wonderful, despite the technologies that have been letting us down. But one thing I want to appreciate about the team is the support. Even when one fails, the other one is available. That is great. Now, I just want to ask one question. First of all, congratulate Dr. Marigat. Yesterday, I think yesterday I was not there, but I saw I could see what was going on in the WhatsApp. But I don't know how Dr. Marigat was able to just come in. I was just imagining if it was me and Abdi disappeared, I would also have disappeared. I don't know what I would have done. How did you manage, Dr. Marigat? I mean, when I saw that in the WhatsApp, it was like my heart went shoop. What would I have done? And we had the same experience in a defense yesterday when the chair of the defense, the secretary, they disappeared, and we were just left there hanging. So it was really a bit embarrassing when the student is there, and then even the external examiner also disappeared when things didn't go well. So it was such an embarrassment. Defense that was supposed to take 1 hour took about 2 hours, and it was a mess. So how did Marigat come in? I think I don't know how I would have done. Maybe I need a help.
Maybe if I can chip in, I think it was a traumatizing moment. I think for one, because I was watching Dr. G on the screen and then he suddenly disappeared, and I knew the other participants are also watching, and therefore we knew there was something. And then within a short while there were movements here and there, and you could see. So we had some about 5 minutes of panic. On if it was even us alone, it would have been different. But the issue is the participants were also watching. And even when you try to pick up and pretend all is well, they also know it is not well. Yeah. So there was no handover or whatever. And then so I think it was just something which happened because I knew in the background I had Esther, I knew in the background I was Nation, I knew in the background I had Enos. So, and luckily the time was about to come to an end, and therefore we just decided to, and there was an activity I think Dr. G had just introduced, and so I picked up asking somebody to present one last lesson, and then in the meantime trying to text him to find out what's going on, and I think the rest was God's grace, and we just were able to end well with the rest of the team of the support. And I think when we got information, a reassuring one, it worked well, even for the participants. Otherwise, you could even sense even fear online and then saying what is going on. But I think it has. These are things which sometimes happen, but nothing prepares you for any of those emergencies anytime, anywhere.
My question is that was good. We had a case like that one with Abdi when there was an activity. But now, what about when you are just making the presentation with the PowerPoints? And I don't know how we need to prepare for that. Whoever is having the PowerPoints, are we able now to quickly either remove the PowerPoints and tell the people to do an activity, or are we just going to be able to continue with the PowerPoints? You know, when it is a presentation, an activity is okay, but when it is a presentation, I was just imagining yesterday if it was the student who disappeared, you know, during the defense. How would we have, what would we have done? Maybe a defense you can cancel, but now when it is a training, what would you do?
I think Dr. Arias, you have joined, Louisa had said that when we all join, because all the PowerPoints we have access, we open them so that we all have the PowerPoint, so that when the presenter is presenting, you're also going through the PowerPoint together. So because like even Louisa had to step in, so if anything happens, you just switch. Like yesterday, I woke up at night and I watched what Dr. Sam did from 58 minutes to 1 hour and 3 minutes. There was 5 minutes of total silence. And then he calmly came in and he went in, and even Enos finished with another activity. I watched everything on the video just to reassure myself what happened. And that was very commendable. I thank everybody for stepping in when things happen like that, because you can't plan for emergencies.
Okay, I get it.
Thank you. Any other addition on how we can make better? Soon, all of you, you'll be on the steering presenting this. I can tell you it is not easy. Every day after we finish a session like now, we finish at 12:30, we'll be meeting with Abdi like the whole afternoon. Allocate ourselves tasks to do, things to refine, because we want the next session to be better, like timeline. Every slide we write minutes, 5 minutes into bracket the total, so that we don't miss the pacing, so that we keep time. And we end up going late up to 8, where we keep on sharing and we say, can we upload? When are we going to upload? So it is a continuous business. It does not mean when you finish presenting at 12:30, that's it. Because there are many things you have learned. Maybe that lesson did not go well. Maybe that sum, for example, there's a place we mixed addition and multiplication. We got some feedback. We fixed that one so that in the next session, it is already fixed. Abdi, can you add something?
Yes, on the same note, it's very important to have a downloaded copy of the final version, which you can go through before time. Just go through, check how the animations are, because you might realize you wanted to say about this and the animation brings you to something different, which is not what you had planned for. We worked with Daktari. We realized even when we were doing some of the mathematical activities, when you plan them, you realize, okay, this is coming before these other ones, so this should have come first so that this follows, and we discuss it. Sometimes you realize the animation, everything comes to the screen once, and you wanted it to be in bits. So I think it is important, because sometimes you work and you get tired, you don't get the second eye to go through something. So if we're working as a team, Daktari will work on something, I'll go through it. Sometimes we find ourselves chatting as late as past 10 at night on something that someone has just realized. Oh, I've realized on this, you didn't do this. Or I've just seen this. And then Daktari says, let's try this out. Or he tells me, I've seen it on this side. So I think continuous engagement will be very, very important for the two who will be facilitating the session, so that you run the same show.
Yeah.
I decided not to watch anything that Daktari did. I will watch them as from today, because I knew the moment I watch, it might influence the way I'll want to do things. And I had said for this week, I had planned it this way. Let me finish. Then I watch, I learn from it.
And then something else that we also learned, for example, when we were doing I was doing the balancing the time, I could realize that you can't do this in 30 minutes, for example, a lesson, or you can't do this in 1 hour, 30 minutes. So I call up there and say, what do you think? So we can change this activity. Then we put it in the Google Classroom. So we are not missing anything, but now we are balancing what can you do in 90 minutes while everybody is active. So there have been that back and forth. And therefore, that's why we are saying as we now take another bigger role of co-facilitating and then facilitating, let's keep on refining this, because every time you discover something, Everything like the red carpet, I think we agreed yesterday night at 10. How do you do the red carpet to make it nice so that they feel that they are being celebrated for the action planning?
Yeah, and I think the red carpet was very beautiful. I loved it.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Looked like State House.
Yeah.
Dr. Harry, I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know how you've set up to this meeting. I have a different interface from the one I had before. I'm able to see people at the door and admit them. I've never been able to see that this whole week. Oh. And my chat is open. The second time this week that the chat has been opened. So I don't know. However you did it, I think that's how it should be. I didn't have access to those things, and now I am able to.
Oh, then I don't know. Because I just went to my calendar.
Myself the duty of allowing people into all. I've admitted all the people into the meetings I was seeing. I was able to see. I have not been able to see that. It's a privilege anyway to be a doorman. But besides it, I can see my chat.
You see, if you are invited, Charles, if you're invited, like when he's creating the minute meeting, then he invites you, then you become an organizer as well. But if you just clicked on the link and joined, then there's no way you can do that. So like that one, I'm sure he might have invited you. Like the people I invited in the last minute meetings that we're holding, all of them were organizers, so they could do all those. They are presenters. So I think it's a weakness in Zoom, but it will be probably improved. And I've also seen, Gyoko, that you cannot unmute members. I think it's for security reasons. So many people are complaining. I'm looking at what people have been saying. They're actually saying it's the only platform that does not enable the presenter to unmute. So they are complaining about it.
Yeah, maybe they'll improve on it. Thank you, Charles, for that. I think we need to know how best to invite people so that they have, because I'm sure if you had all these privileges during my session, I would have stopped, because Enos was admitting people and making them attendees throughout. So 2 people would have made it much better.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a guest, attendee, and the organizer?
When you are a guest, like now, you can take over my screen. If I have PowerPoint, you can forward them. You can mute me. When you're an attendee, you can't do all those.
Okay.
A guest is because you are coming from outside the organization. There is a guest and then there is outside the organization. It means that this person has another Microsoft Teams with another organization. That's why they're saying outside organization.
Okay. Now, another thing I want just to say is I observed that whenever we have breakup rooms, either the connectivity misbehaves or technology, but some people just disappear. And then when we are now back, they appear again. Is it by default or by plan? And how can we be able to make sure that they're encouraged to join up groups? We need to address that. I don't know.
Dr. I suspect it is by plan, and maybe we'll need to take roll call in each room, because now we have preset rooms. We know I'm having these 2 schools and this is my attendance, so that when we go there, we register. Because I suspect Enos did very well, Louisa did well, Esther did well, the Nation did well. But as we are struggling, I was in a room with Charles, he can't come in, nobody's coming. Huntington was on the door throughout, nobody was coming in.
I also never got in, and I was just hanging somewhere. So I think maybe what motivation? Is it the fear of technology, or is just like the way I had to go and do something, or it's just I don't know. Maybe we need to think about that.
Yeah, that's something we all need to reflect. So I think we have shared the words, and we don't have time to be here throughout. Louisa, can you say what's the way forward? There's a lot of things we need to address as we are working on all this. Louisa?
Sorry,
Abdi, are you satisfied with what people have shared? And if there is anything, please share, because Next session will be, you'll also be leading some sessions. Remember we said gradually, now the next session module, and then the first step you'll be leading in pair. So we are passing the baton slowly. So if you can say anything now, we'll have the weekend to work as fast as possible and address all this. Not easy. We took 2 weeks to assemble this course up. 2 weeks, and we are working daily and working on it. But now it is retrofitting. And so the more eyes we have, the better we will address all this and see how it can be done best. Abdi?
Yeah, I think it's important that colleagues take time to listen to the podcasts and also look at the Ed puzzle, so that if there is an activity you think we left out and can add more value, like these ones are just for listening, so we can add them to facilitate more learning.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think we can go through some of the documents that these teachers have developed. We might find some very good lessons. Like in our class, we had a very good presentation by one of the tutors from the Goto, but it was affected by technology. I asked Priscilla to make a follow-up just to know if we can get, because he had done a PowerPoint presentation, but he was showing us over the phone. He was not able to connect using his phone, and he even didn't know that he could share his screen so that we could follow the lesson. But he also had a number of other things that he was doing in the house, like showing us how to count this and that, which I found to be a very good lesson. And I was thinking, if we can start curating these lessons early enough when we are facilitating, we identify and we know this is a very good lesson, so that we identify it early enough. And when Louisa and the team will be looking for case studies, because I was thinking that can be a very good success story where we are saying this was developed by a teacher in the session, and then we have it piloted inside a classroom by another teacher, and then it is recorded, and we give our comments about it, that based on this that we had done. So I'm just trying to be futuristic about it, because I'm seeing we might have both synchronous and asynchronous even after this. We might now start teaching even areas that we have not been training because of the red areas. We might be training teachers from Mandera. Who knows? They might come into the plan. We might be training teachers in Samburu, Marsabit, Isiolo, and we might not necessarily. So if we can now curate some of these things, I think it will really help both the moderators and the facilitators.
Okay.
Back to you, Dr.
Thank you, Abdi. And I think also you need to go. Okay. Are you done?
Yes, I am.
Abdi, are you done? Okay. Also, please, if you have time, go through the assignment in the Google Classroom. What we are going to do, we are going to replicate that classroom to a new classroom, and then we are going to reset all the assignment to a different date. So what I like as you're going through, you say, look at the load. Is it too much? Because I was saying, can we just adjust in particular session? There's a coursework, there is a deliverable, there's a quiz, there's a reflection, and there's a self-regulated learning. And we are using self-regulated learning to pour more of what we can't cover face-to-face so that it can be read. So if you look at that and sequence, and you can highlight and say, oh no, in this session, this is too much, can you reduce? So that when you come in, you'll have the class ready. You just need to admit students, and these assignments, you can set them. You can say on 14th at 2 o'clock, it becomes live. So they will all be on draft, then they can be activated as the time goes on. So I think the ground is set now. It's just if we need to tweak things so that we have a smooth running all across. I would not want you to go through what we went through, spending sleepless night, putting a lot of hours. If we can tweak it so that it's now smooth flowing, it can be cruising, because when you're cruising, then you can think of innovations. But when you're still struggling, you're fixing it up. So let's move at the next level. We are no longer fixing it up, but now we are thinking, how can we be innovative? Like what Charles has come with a new thing. Let's forget Flipgrid. Can we incorporate the videos? So it cuts that time, because the frustration of the teachers, I tried following with the phone, and frustration of migrating to another thing is a challenge. So we'd like more of those ideas in the chat. Louisa, over to you. It's almost lunchtime. We're supposed to have finished by 2.
My lunchtime is 12, Doctor. Anyway, I think from my end, it's we have literally 4 days to the next training, and there's so much that needs to be done. So I would urge everybody to just go to the modules, go even to the recordings, so that you can watch how the classrooms were unfolding and just have a deeper understanding of the content. I would ask Dr. G and Abdi to rethink the understudy role. I know we had assigned a few people, but at this point, I feel like everybody needs to understudy already. Because by the time we reach to the 3rd session, I'd left a bigger number for the end, so that we will have gone through all the learning. Then we'll have 3 classes running at the same time. But 3 classes running at the same time means all hands on deck, with the watchman at the door, watchmen on WhatsApp, watchmen on the classroom, and the facilitator who maybe might fall off. So I'm seeing like everybody just needs to understudy now and be ready by the 3rd level. So that, because at that time we'll be in 3 classrooms, and that the problems will be in triple. Right now we are facing double. So I'm feeling like we need to rethink the way we had assigned facilitation roles, and just see how can we enable everybody to learn as much now, in terms of the facilitation, in terms of managing the assignments on the classrooms, whatever software we are going to decide we are sticking with, how will they be able to mark and follow up with the teachers? So just how we are going to work better as a team. I think I would ask you to have that sorted in the next 4 days, which is not much time. And I'll just ask everybody, please don't wait to be told that you're facilitating. Start now and go over the modules and just get abreast with the content. When you're comfortable with the content, you'll be able to fight with the technology. But if you're struggling in both areas, then it becomes a challenge, a bigger challenge, and we don't want to lose the participants. At the end of the day, we want the same quality that has been set to only get better and not become worse. So we don't want people to have a worse off experience, but just better and a smoother flowing experience. And what else? We're going to create the WhatsApp group for the new cohort. We are already late. Vida and I had a target of Thursday. It's now Saturday, so we might have to do it this weekend. And I'm going to share the link so that you can already start joining. So it might start becoming a bit overwhelming because we still have the cohort 1 WhatsApp going on, and we are going to start another one with an equal number of people, around 100 people. So just bear with us. Please be there to support the teachers, reinforce whatever assignments and whatever challenges they would have. I can't access Classroom or Teams or whatever, so that they are ready by Thursday to start their training for the 2nd group. Otherwise, I think I've enjoyed. I really enjoyed learning. I must confess, I avoided some of the apps. I was just like, what? Let me first fight Teams. Teams was such a big fight for me. So so I still have a longer learning journey as well. Yeah, I think that's what I will say.
Thank you so much. I want just to thank you so much, because me, I keep on going to run fast, then I learn the whole night, then the following day I try. It has been hectic, but I've learned a lot. But thank you for the support.
I think, Dr. you can continue and pray for us as we finish this meeting.
Okay. Can we pray? Our dear loving Father, once again, we come before you. We want to look back with a lot of appreciation, the way we started on Monday and it looked like a mountain, but you took us through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And yesterday, when we had a lot of challenges for Dr. Maina, Hannington, and all the others, Lord, you came in. And today we are rejoicing as we have completed the first week. Lord, we want to say it is only by your grace, it is only by your hand. Once again, we want to commit ourselves in your hands and pray that God, for the next 4 days, it's only 24 hours times 4, Lord, and we don't know what to do, but with you, just 1 day is like 1,000 years. So give us the grace, give us the strength of the unicorn, and give us the wisdom that is required. Thank you for giving us a team that can be able to transform this nation. We believe in the next 4 or 5 years, Lord, as you tally, we will be able to change not only Kenya, but the whole continent of Africa, because you don't need a multitude. You only need about a team of 12 and change the world. So thank you for giving us that. Thank you for the healing, Huntington's wife, and even the son of Gyoko. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. And we pray that all of us will be protected of you. We ask you disperse us with your blessing. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. And return your cameras and everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.